What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 66 of our Madden 24 Philadelphia Eagles franchise mode here on the channel. Nolan Smith takes home Defensive Player of the Week, 9 tackles, 4 sacks, the former Georgia Bulldog. Special game, I mean special, kind of air quotes special here. You know, we have a special talent coming to the great city of Philadelphia. Yep, a great talent coming to the city of Philadelphia. That talent is going to be none other than CJ Stroud here and the Houston Texans. So yeah, can CJ Stroud handle Philadelphia? So Stroud, 89 overall franchise QB here for the Texans. This price is only an 89. I'm going to be honest with you on that one. Halfback's going to be Damian Pierce. Alright, it's a huge fall off after Pierce. Oh my lord, from a 90 to a 69. They got Ethan Carter at fullback, Tank Dell at receiver, Rashid Shaheed, Russell Gage, Xavier Hutchinson, Dalton Schultz, and Cade Stover. So only 4 receivers. Cole Kmet's their starting tight end, so a former Bear, Cole Kmet. They got Tunsil at left tackle. They have Bittioni at left guard. They have Van Pran at center right there. Right guard's going to be Shaq Mason. And right tackle's going to be Lynn Priest. A pretty sturdy offensive line. Will Anderson out of Alabama. And Praise going to be the defensive ends. Leonard, Taylor, Eric Armstead are going to be their D tackles 1 and 2. Zach Grant's D tackles. Quincy Williams, left outside linebacker. Peyton Wilson and Devin Bush in the middle there. And so is Tenry Oto'o. And then Keon Keeley on the right outside linebacker. So yeah, a lot of linebacker depth right there. Derek Stingley, 84 overall. Isaiah Rodgers, former Eagle. Michael Carter. They also have Marcus Single and Denver Harris. Kevin Byard, the former Eagle, is down here in Houston, as well as Xavier Watts, the run on secondary. Chris Boswell, and they have 2 punters, Rigoberto Sanchez and something Bryant. Well, they have a couple injuries too. They have Mayan Williams, he's going to be out for the next week. They also have a wide receiver out, Jurian Dickey, with the next 2 weeks with a dislocated ankle. And defensive end, we're going to get there in a second. That defensive end right there, Keon White, going to be out with... They didn't do much offensively against us, or defensively. Can the Texans do any better here? They are not a good running team. They are 29th. They're top 15, though, in passing. And then defensively, they are bottom 17 in... Oh, they're bottom 17 stopping the run. They're top 4 in stopping the pass. So I'm not surprised. They have a very solid cornerback line. Well, so I'm not too surprised, honestly, that they're a well-put-together team. Now, we just need our team, honestly, to be as well put together as everyone else. So hopefully, I mean, that made honestly no sense. We just need our team to be as well put together as we were last week against the Saints. If you guys didn't watch that Saints episode, stop this one, go watch that one real quick. Go check out that scoreboard of a game, and then come back to this one. I mean, it's a great all-around game, honestly. You guys are going to enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It's like one of those games, actually, never mind. It's one of those games where when you're playing it, it's like, hey, I'm having fun, and then it's like, oh, I'm not having fun because you're doing too good. Yeah, it's one of those games. Arch Manning gets himself an upgrade, so is Brendan Rice and Otis Reese. Good old Otis Reese right there. You know, former linebacker converted to a safety just to kind of make the depth chart, because we didn't have any safety help. That's actually the only reason why. Yeah, good old Otis Reese, like the 4th. I think it's the 4th. Arch Manning up to a 91 overall. He does have a plus 4 to morale. He's an 87 overall. Field general. I mean, honestly, that's Arch Manning at 1. That's a great pick right there. Let's be honest. That is an amazing pick right there from Howie Roseman. Brendan Rice here. He was a late round receiver, wasn't he? He was like a 4th or a 5th round guy. But he's done very well here as a supplemental role. You know, as a wide receiver 3, you know, put him on the outside as a 2, put Devontae in the slot. I mean, he's done very well pairing alongside AJ and Devontae Smith. Otis Reese, though, he's Otis Reese. There's nothing to really write home about. Otis Reese, 68 overall, free safety. Good for him. Now here we go, ready to get into this game right here. Archie Manning last week. Pretty well, 220 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. CJ Stroud. How's he doing so far on the season? We're going to find out shortly. But hopefully this Eagles team, they can step up and keep their winning streak alive. They have not lost since week number 2. Oh, they did lose against the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson. You hate to lose against your former coach. You really do. It's a real kick in the shorts, honestly. It's one of those things where, they get the bragging rights, but you really can't lose to a former player. DeMeco Ryans the head coach here of the Houston Texans. You cannot lose to DeMeco here. I'm sorry, we're not in a position where we can honestly lose to DeMeco Ryans. It's really not going to be a good look, and honestly, I'm not here for it. But this game is getting ready to get underway. Out comes CJ Stroud here in the Houston Texans. We're going to take a look at them and how their season is coming along. 1,900 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks for CJ Stroud. Former Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure if he actually won it in this series. He probably could have. I mean, there's a good chance that he did win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. But first drive of the game, pick 6 right there, Nakobe Dean. I feel like a lot of people forget Nakobe Dean's here. He doesn't really stand out box score-wise. He's not the big tackler on the team. It's going to be like Jeremiah Trotter, but he coming in here, and Nakobe Dean picking him off first drive of the game. Now, second drive of the game here for the Houston Texans following the pick 6. Come on, CJ. Oh, big sack right there for Jalen Carter. Makes this one a 2nd and 16. 2nd and 16 following the Jalen Carter sack. Jalen Carter again applying pressure. This one by the defensive ends there. It's Hassan Reddick and Nolan Smith tag teaming for a half a sack each. So it's a 3rd and 23 now. CJ Stroud, a pick, 2 sacks. He's not off to a great start here in this one. Carter again, pressure. They had a tag team up. That's Jordan Davis getting a sack right there. Not a good start to the game here for the Texans. Pick 6, 3 sacks. You hate to see it. Out comes the Eagles now. Archie Manning come to lead his men. That's what you like to see here. Archie Manning, leader of men, 2,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. A 3-to-1 touchdown-interception ratio. 1st and 10 now. There you go, airing out to A.J. Brown, who beat the corner off the block. Yeah, is that Isaiah Rodgers? Was that Isaiah Rodgers or Derek Stingley? Who was one-on-one with A.J. Brown, tried to press him, and A.J. Brown absolutely just burnt him. You gotta be more mindful about A.J. Brown and one-on-one coverage on the outside. I always kind of forget to do that. That's gonna be something I'm gonna be honest with. Kind of always forget about his one-on-one coverage. Sack, fumble, there you go. Big sack there from Jalen Carter, picked up by the offensive lineman. That saves a turnover from their red zone. 2nd and inches from the 29, handoff to Swift. Swift, he's got inches and then some. And A.J. Brown picks up a non-contact injury. He's holding his ankle right there. That's not a good look. 1st and goal there, hand off to Will Shipley. Shipley, he's got a running lane, and he has himself a rushing touchdown. There you go, Will Shipley. You like to see that right there for the young fella. Now 3rd and 8. Here you go. Chiefs already down by 3 scores here in the first half. Hit is stalling. Picked off again. Travis Hunter this time. Travis taking that back to the 45 on the Texan side of the field there. So interception and a return right there for Travis Hunter. 2nd and 10 now. And off to Swift. Swift to the outside. Swift just outruns the defenders for the first down right there. He's got 8 rushes, 50-plus yards on the day. Now 1st and goal from the 4. Swift up the middle. Rushing touchdown there, DeAndre Swift. 3rd and 8 right here for the Texans. And honestly, this could seal the game right here. Throw it away, avoiding 2 sacks right there is CJ Stroud. Handoff now from the 4-yard line, and DeAndre Swift has himself a rushing touchdown. CJ Stroud back out here, 3rd and 8. I mean, Stroud has not done well this game. Let's be honest. The Philadelphia is an extremely hard place to play. It is one of the hardest places to play in any of the major sports. And it probably has one of the biggest home field advantages of any professional team outside of maybe Citizens Bank Park for the Phillies. Just Philadelphia, built different right here. That one, ooh, bad throw right there. Isaiah Rodgers on the pick. That's got a chance at the 40. Lane Johnson. That's actually Will Shipley the tackle. Lane Johnson was there for emotional support, but Will Shipley with the tackle there. Saves the pick 6. So, 1st and 10 from the Eagles 20 now. That is game-changing field position right there. 3rd and 8 following a sack. All right, come on. CJ Stroud throws that one away, and Stroud, 3 for 11, 21 yards, 2 interceptions on the day. But hey, they do have 3 points. They're still in it, guys. They are still in it. Let's be honest. They're not out of it yet. How are we going to stop them in the second half? Honestly, they didn't really do much to stop in the second half. I really couldn't tell you what we're going to stop here. But start of the second half, here we go. Return this one from about the 3.5 yard line. Brain Covey outside. Brain Covey, room to run. The 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, and the touchdown. Brain Covey back-to-back weeks with a kickoff return to start the second half. Yeah, best special teamer in the league, and Jake Elliott's extra point got blocked. That's disheartening right there. First missed extra point of the season, I'm pretty sure, by Jake Elliott. Breaks his extra point streak. Hand off to Pierce, and Pierce stopped in the backfield. 3rd and short, just could not get it done. That's a real shame right there. You hate to see that happen. 1st and 10 now. Yeah, Manning just... Yeah, he tried to roll out. Anderson disengaged. Got a big sack right there. Loss of 14, actually. 2nd and 24 now. That one's caught by A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's got a lead blocker, and Brown, following the sack, gets it all back and then some. That's how you move down the field. That is a game-changing play right there by A.J. Brown. 1st and 10. Hit as he's throwing. That one might be short. That one is. It's picked off. 2nd of the game. And they have some room to run here. And how is that not a tackle there? That is going to be Kevin Byard, of all players. So both former Eagles pick off Archie Manning. You hate to see that. Damian Pierce following the pick. Gets his biggest gain of the entire game. Let's be honest. That is his biggest gain. It's probably the biggest gain for the entire Texans team of the entire game. CJ Stroud runs 13 yards backwards, gets sacked. Makes this a very long field goal. He's slow to get up. 3rd and 6 now. And here you go, minute left. Oh, straight spins out a 1 sack. Hit as he's throwing. And hey, there's some life in this Texans defense now, following back-to-back drives with picks. So up 34-3 now. Start of the 4th quarter. 1st and 10, big sack, fumble. That's going to be picked up by the big man. That's going to be Jordan Davis, who's going to rumble, bumble, stumble his way into the end zone. There you go. That's going to be the 2nd defensive touchdown of the game here for Philadelphia. They had they had a pick 6 from the Kobe Dean, and now they have a sack, fumble, recovery for a touchdown by Jordan Davis. The Georgia boys are getting it done. 3rd and 10. There you go. Big catch and reception there. 6 for 17 on the day, 83 yards. About 20 of them came from that one pass. 2nd and 17 out here for the Texans. Stroud running back. Stroud sack, fumble, picked up again. Nolan Smith and Hassan Reddick are going to get involved on that sack, fumble, recovery. That's the 4th turnover of the game here for the Texans. Ezekiel Elliott gets in the end zone there. Hey, short down yardage, Ezekiel Elliott. Hey, we need you to run the ball 4 times a game, and we need you to run as hard as you can. Guess what? Ezekiel Elliott can do that at this stage of his career. 2nd and 3 now. Here we go. Come on, just put the game away. 1.5 left. This is it. Sack. Nolan Smith, 2.5 on the day, following a 4-sack game last week. 10 sacks total on the day. Come on, minute left, 3rd and 16. Just end it. Ice them. Thank you. Pick Antoine Winfield, the 3rd of the game for the Houston Texans. So, hey, both teams are just airing it out freely. That's his first pick of the game. You'll love to see that for Winfield there. 53 seconds left on the game. That's over. Ice the game. Run the ball out. DeMeco Ryans, fan favorite player when he was here in Philadelphia. As a coach, he is 0-1. 48-3 this week. Last week, 70-3. The Eagles are definitely in the plus here for their plus-minus on the season for points. Bad week for Archie Manning, 139, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Shipley, 86 yards, 58 for Swift. Elliott had 13. All 3 had a touchdown there. And 7 yards for Luke Leachy. 76 yards and a touchdown for A.J. Brown. Smith, 23 yards, 17 from Goddard, 15 from Shipley, 8 from Swift. 1 sack allowed from Lane. That's going to be on the Anderson sack. 5 pancakes there for Donovan Jackson, stepping up for the injured Wyatt Teller. 9 tackles from Jeremiah led the team. We see 4 tackles from loss from Jordan Davis, an absolute menace. 3 sacks on the game for Jordan Davis. That might be a career high. 3 from Jalen, 2.5 from Nolan, 1.5 from Hassan. 3 picks, Antoine, Travis, and Nakobe Dean. Dean's was a pick 6. Forced fumbles, 3 on the game. Nolan Smith, Hassan Reddick, and Jalen Carter all credited with a forced fumble. Elliott, 6 for 7 from extra points. You hate to see that. He was 10 for 10 last week, so he is 16 for those last 17 extra points. You love to see that right there for Jake Elliott. I mean, that's a dog. So we have 1 punt on the day for Stonehouse, 52 yards, not too shabby. We have another kickoff return here for Britton Covey. 2 returns, 112 yards, 56 is the average, 1 touchdown. 4 punt returns, 434 yards, about 8.5 yards of punt return. Not too bad there for Britton, as he just gets the job done when he's in that return space. Will Shipley gets an upgrade following another week with a touchdown and a very good amount of yardage. So he's up to an 82 overall there. 80 with the elusive back, plus 2 morale. You'll love to see that for the former Clemson back. But again, still very young, only, 23 years of age Will Shipley is. And, he honestly might be the future at this running back position, depending on how things go with DeAndre Swift in the future. Coming into this game, hey, we were ready for a CJ Stroud, fireworks display out there, airing it out, getting the job done. And honestly, he had more completions to the Eagles than he did to his actual own receivers. So Swift did pick up an injury this game, actually. He picked up a foot fracture. He's going to be out for the next 5 weeks. Wyatt Teller still out for those 4 more additional weeks. But Swift being out for the next 5 weeks, there's going to be a lot of eyes looking at Will Shipley. Let's see what he can do. First punt's going to be against the Washington Commanders. So hopefully Will can break out and have a career game in next episode. But text on YouTube, though. Peace out, rock on, stay super class. We'll catch you on the next episode here of our Madden 24 Philadelphia.